it's just two lovers sitting in the car, listening to Blonde, falling for each other. Thinking orange skies, feeling super childish, no doubt, no clever. Let's go for my mother. Like, where you at tonight? Got no alibi. I was all alone with the love of my life. She's got glitter for skin, my radiant babe in the night. I don't need no light. That was the gayest thing I've ever done, and nobody was even here to witness it. This live is staying on there though, because I feel like I'm not active at all. So I have to compensate in a way by going live. This is the content you guys are gonna get. Otherwise, we're just not gonna get anywhere. But it's okay. I filmed some content for Clarissa's Corner, which is my ASMR channel. To those of you who make the decision to watch this once it's long ended, because again, no motion on this channel, no motion. Ooh, I love what this side. Give me a minute. I like what this side is doing. Not so much this side. Yeah, this side just never getting with the fucking program. But what's new? Absolutely not a damn thing. Hold on, ASMR triggers. Anyway, that had to be like, I don't know, like a minute or like some 30 seconds of it. Fuck if I know, and I don't care. I don't give a fuck, actually. Hello. There's like one viewer here. Y'all missed it. I was being funny as fuck. Oh my god, they left. If you don't come back, I'm putting this bag around my head and I'm going to suffocate myself. Watch those views come in. Y'all want to see this? Y'all, I'm doing magic tricks on live. No, I'm not. I'm talking to myself. This is an echo chamber. Anyway. Crashing out on live because I get no motion on this channel. None. Not a damn thing. But that's okay. I could do anything right now. No, I can't. I can't do anything right now. I'm not going to do anything right now. Oof, my hair. Good Lord. Goodness gracious. Jesus. I had to be very careful about that burp. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw anything. And that's actually a great thing because, ooh. That's ASMR content. There you go. Your ASMR content right there.
Go subscribe to Clarissa's Corner. Um, I I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I have some things cooking up. Who knows when those things will come to be? But just know I am plotting. Like I'm actively plotting. So really, I'm not to be messed with right now. Like at all. Like at all, actually. Like I'm unstoppable as fuck. So powerful. Anyway, I say that and all I could think about is how this is a thing. Hi, what are you plotting? Video ideas. Y'all seen this? Oh, it's a wonderful thing, really. Like my mind is just so like I'm just so wonderful. You know what I mean? Shake your dreads, but yeah, who knows? Like I have a lot of ideas on mine, but I'm just incredibly lazy. I don't know how I like how I bridge that gap, which is my creativity and then what is just laziness. Laziness. That's all it is. It's laziness. Like this idea I had a month ago. A month ago, okay? A month ago. I uploaded it much after that. Like I from the time that I have an idea and then by the time I'd actually upload, just know that there's a really huge gap in between that time. Which is why I need to stop that. Because then apparently me and Emma MySpace, that's another ASMR artist on here, are on the same wavelength, and that's horrific. Because you know how many ideas I've had, and then because of my lazy ass self, I end up seeing it on her channel literally the next day. The devil works fast, but Emma MySpace works faster. Okay? I love her. She's gorgeous and she's great at ASMR. Like she's actually good at ASMR. So meanwhile, I do the idea, she'll actually have better execution of it. You know, Jurassic World Rebirth. No, I've not seen a Jurassic Park movie since Joe Mazzello was in one. And what's that Jewish guy's name? Like the really hot one, Jeff Goldblum. He was also in Wicked. Yeah, so I've literally only seen the first Jurassic Park. I don't know anything about the whole Jurassic whatever universe. If it's good though, I'll look out for it. Because that's I'm just so fucking great. Right? Right. I want to redo my hair. My hair looks really bad right now. Ow. Ow. I'm okay with, by the way, like, I'm so glad that there's like at least one person here because now it's not an echo chamber. It's morning here, so good morning. Oh, where are you from? Mike, it's going to you now. But yeah, I'm really glad that there's one person here, even though it's fine for this live to be empty. I am so used to talking to myself. Really, people think it's an illness, but it's not. I'm just very interesting. And like, I'm so interesting that only I can converse with myself in a way that's stimulating. That's very narcissistic, and I don't actually believe that. Just making that very, very clear. Anyway. Oh, wait, this is a nice side. I probably shouldn't fuck with it. This side, though. Yeah, we need to fix this. Because what the hell? Okay, and that. From India. About Indian people. Y'all cool. And your food tastes good as fuck. we I went to London with my class in 2022. So thank you for the like, by the way. I'm assuming that was you because you are the only person in this life. I went to London 2022 with my class and some other people who really shouldn't have been there because if it's a if it's a trip for seniors, why are y'all here? They paid. So I guess they can come along, but they took us to different food places. Among the best food that I've had, it was the Thai food that I bought with my money, not the Thai food that they gave us, like that was provided by the tour. That tasted like shit. But the best food that was actually provided, oh my god, this is burning. This is burning. Was the one that okay, they bought it for I'm having a brain fart, sorry. But it was the Indian food that they took us to go eat and it was like authentic. I don't remember any of the dishes. I just know it tastes very similar to Mexican food. So I fuck with that. I fuck with that. Like that was really good. What the fuck was that? Anyway, so yeah, Indian food's fucking great. I haven't been sold on like any like we tried a few dishes from that are like popular in London and London native, like whatever the fuck, I don't know. Meat pies. Meat pies were actually not bad. Who was he? It wasn't a he. The noise, the if that's what you mean. That was my sister making a weird voice. That shit was funny. I was scared. I was scared for a second. Favorite Indian food? That's the thing. I don't know what the dishes were called. They just gave us some food. I'm pretty sure they told us, but I was too busy laughing it up. I didn't hear, but it was like I believe it was like a chicken and it was in like this sauce and it was really fucking good. They gave it to us with like a red rice or like a yellowish kind of rice. Point is, it was good as hell. Literally almost identical to like Mexican food. And hence, I fuck with it. I am Mexican. So, well, I'm Mexican, quote unquote. I'm born in the United States, been living in the United States all my life, but descent. There's a second viewer here. Well, I'm more than likely burning the hell out of my hair, but whatever. Not whatever. I literally cut it for the reason of damage caused by heat and the fact that I wasn't conditioning. But oh well. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop fucking with it now. I think this is fine. Your sound is cutting. At this point, what can I do? Everything goes wrong. I was filming some content. Literally, the last two videos deleted, and I'm not re-recording it. I'm just going to say what I did because I did this look. I did this eye look. Basket Robert. That's gay. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I can say that. Kind of. I want Cold Stone. Very much want Cold Stone. And a triple dipper. Oh my god. Triple dippers are fucking delicious. Holy shit. You can't say something like that. But I did though. Shouldn't you be working, by the way? Yeah, I'm never gonna be happy with my hair. My goodness. Probably because it's all nasty and oily right now. No, it's not nasty and oily. Actually, I washed it last night. It should be good. But this is why I don't use conditioner. Every time I use conditioner, this shit happens. Like, what actually am I supposed to do with this hair? My hair looks so good literally any other fucking day. I am working still right now. Awesome. You eaten a chicken lollipop? No, I have not. That does sound very familiar though. The fuck is my hair doing? Literally doing everything but working with me. Wait. Wig. This is fine. This is fine. It's okay. Hope your workday goes well. Again, if only this hair would cooperate with me, I would be unstoppable. Any day of the week. Looks great, actually. Early 2000s. Novela hairstyle looks great, actually. Thank you. It looked way different at the beginning of this live. Like, if you go to the beginning of this live, like, stopped getting haircuts and cut my own, so I feel you. LOL. I cannot trust myself to cut my own hair. The only thing I've cut ever on my own were one time I cut layers into my hair, but granted they were very like my hair was long. I kept my hair long. I didn't cut any length. They kind of looked like shit, but like I had like a very alternative style back in the day, and I kind of still have that now. But the point is, back then it made sense for my hair to look like that, and also my bangs. I would never cut my own hair like on my own. Oh hell no! Like at this length, no, never, never. Cause I know for a fact I'd fuck it up. Was I bad in the? No. What do you mean, like bad? How? Doug, you just asked me if how I feel about Indian people, and I let you know. Y'all cool. Your food tastes great. How do y'all feel about Mexicans? Controversial. Mm, mm. Something is missing. Something is missing here. I think, yeah, no, something is missing. Like to this hairstyle. It's this weird bang I have. My bangs are weird and they're still cut. I had really thick bangs at some point. Name sounds familiar. I feel like I should know this name. Hold on. My fucking back. My back hurts. I've been sitting up the whole time. Like, mm-mm. Like for over an hour trying to film a video of not my hair, makeup. I'm brain farting, you guys. Ah, how lovely. Anyway, so oh good lord. What's up? Anyway, uh, ooh, now I don't even feel like I'm wearing the right stuff for this hairstyle. I'm at home. I'm at home at the end of the day. So like, I'm gonna do this. Ah, I'm so tired. I've just, ugh. I got so much shit planned. I already said this. Good with it, nice. You noticed I cut my hair? Like, I saw your notification. I was getting hot. Skip. You have a great day too, okay? And enjoy your lunch or, well, dinner or something. But, yeah. I cut my hair weeks ago. Like, a really long time ago. Holy shit. Ugh. Not a really long time ago. Oh my god. I think I just cut it at the beginning of the month. Right? I'm asking y'all like if you know, but really that's for me to know. Anyway, I'm going to just keep these lives up on here so that can serve as content. Again, just repeating it because my channel is so dead. I'm so lazy. I have ideas for Clarissa's Corner, which I mentioned, but I also have ideas for this channel. But I'm just so damn lazy. You look like Dora the Explorer. This live ends now. If you had said this to me like maybe 16 years ago, that would have meant the world to me. Is it the headband? Oh my god, wait a minute. Okay, I'm loving the bob right now, actually. No, you're cool. You're chill. You're chill. But no, like I really liked the idea of looking like Dora the Explorer when I was a kid. Like my uncle would cut my bangs in a way that looked like Dora the Explorer's thick ass bangs. And I was just like, well, I fucking love Dora the Explorer. Where's my boots? Where's my buddy? But yeah. Okay. Once this hits 30 minutes, I'm going out. I just, again, I need content on here because I'm so lazy. Why am I so lazy? I I really like doing this kind of, I like to talk on camera and I like to just get get shit off my chest and, just all that. And then I realized I have to edit. I'm not at a point where I can hire someone to do that for me. Do you know how much better things would be for me if I could just pay someone to edit? But I don't have any money. God. Why can't I just be given like $10 a month? $10 a month, a week. No, not a week. Let's think bigger. Let's go bigger, go home. Ideally, in a month, if someone could just give me like $200, $300, that would be fine. To do nothing, by the way, like to do nothing, to do no kind of work. Just, oh, here's $300. Month two, oh, here's another $300. That would that would work wonderfully for me. Because I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do shit. Okay? Does that make me a bad person? I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm getting mad. Just the idea of just thinking about the fact, not the idea, the reality, the fact that I'm going to have to work for the rest of my natural life when I could be at the club. I don't like that. I'm not okay with that, genuinely. Work multiple times a week, multiple hours a day. Wow. What a horrible thing that actually is. Oof. The thought of that is depressing. Hold on. This is my bedside. I really hate this angle. This angle's fine. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't even want to think about it. Um, God forbid. Didn't work. Copying link thing. What copying link thing? Anyway, yeah, no, I'm just depressing to think about. Also, like in general, I am a lazy person, but just I think the idea of someone having to like work for a really long time and like that's kind of fucked up. You know what? Like work, of course, everyone's got to work, but some people just they work way too much, and then people are shocked when they're like overexhausted and shit, and that's like, wow, who would have thought that working multiple hours a week is going to exhaust the human body? Who could have thought that? Like my first job ever was at a McDonald's. There's just a level of disrespect that you can take. Okay, I don't have an issue with cleaning, by the way, at all. Like if that's part of my job, that's part of my job. But if I'm already doing one thing, I know for a fact they just called me out of my damn like my spot just because they saw I was too comfortable. I was doing drive-through, I was running orders. No, not running orders. Managers run orders. I just bag, not bag, they bag. I hand it out. I fill out the drinks. I make the drinks, like the things that are like smoothies and things like that. And I was having a good time. I loved that part of my job at McDonald's. Like working the drive-through, not drive-through like ordering, but like the second window where you hand out their food, you make the drinks. That shit was so fun. I would make hella McFlurries. I would make sure our ice cream machine wasn't broken. I would make sure that shit was filled to the brim, and I'd make like that really nice like the swirl. I was so good at that. My bitch ass manager. He wasn't even the main manager, by the way. Let's put that out there, okay? Power tripping all the time. He was just like, he saw me and I was just like handing out the stuff. He didn't like when I would do the ice creams, by the way, but I wasn't the only one doing this, like because McDonald's got the money. I don't care. You're not gonna die if I don't rob people of vanilla ice cream. Just saying. Just saying. So I don't know. He had something against me that day. And as I was handing him out, he's like, "Oh, I'll finish that up. Do you see that table over there?" And I had just seen these. I'm not advocating for whooping your children. I'm not advocating for beating your children. But you can tell who has never gotten their ass beat as a kid. And these group of kids, these teenagers that came in to eat, Most definitely have never felt the leather of a belt, have never felt the bottom of a sandal. So as I was saying, I look at the table. They're giggling and laughing, throwing shit at each other. And then they leave. They leave. And then my manager's like, "Do you see that table over there? The kids that just left? Yeah, they left a mess. Go clean that up." And it wasn't just like a standard mess. It's like these fucking children, these fucking idiots purposefully made a mess. Like it wasn't like, "Oh, I accidentally dropped this sauce." No, it's like, "Oh, look, I dropped this sauce. Let me go stomp on it a couple of times to make sure we just spread out every square inch here. Just sauce, buffalo, ranch, honey mustard, all of that. Whatever sauces we had available, they made sure they got all of that shit on the ground. And who had to clean that up? Me. It was horrific, disgusting. And again, I know that's part of my job, but if you see that I'm already doing one thing that I'm really good at, why are you calling me out of that to go do that? And mind you, at that point, I was due for a break. Okay. But I was so locked in on my job that I was like, nah, if they want me to take my break, I'm going to wait for them to tell me to take my break. And I'm going to be here giving these orders, making sure I make their drinks right and all that. I was having a good time. No, Clarissa, stop doing that thing that you were good at, that thing that you were having a fun time, like actually enjoying your job doing, and go do this thing. No, not the person that already, like, they have people doing like custodial type jobs. They don't have to do that. You go do that. And then when I finish cleaning up disgusting sauces from all over the floor, go mop the entire restaurant. Are you kidding me? I get mad when I think about that. But there was like a level of disrespect. Like that was like not even the most disrespect that I was like, okay, whatever. The real reason I left McDonald's though is because of scheduling. They wanted me to work hella hours and stuff, and it's like I cannot do that because at the time I was a minor and I had an arrangement that I have to go with my dad every other weekend, and I can't go to the McDonald's over there, have like, and take a bus, an over hour long bus ride, like different cities, because I'm with my dad, and then they wanted me to work those Saturdays. So it's like I can't do that. So that's why I left. But also, I was saved. I would never return to a McDonald's ever again. And if I do, just know I will not be alive long enough for that to really settle in and hurt me in the way that it could hurt my ego in that way. Hell no. No, no, and no, and no, and no. There was another time where I was I'm very animated. I'm like ranting, so I'm just very animated. So just ignore my hands and how they move. Um it was like late night. During the late night shift, they for some reason believe that there's no demand for McDonald's. So you know what they do? There's two windows at a McDonald's typically. The one where you go pay and then the one where you pick your shit up. They closed the one where you pay, okay? So there's one window left. That is the window that you both have to pay at. And then on top of that, get your food from. So not only are you just like you pay there, but you're just waiting there for your food to be ready. By the time you get to the window, okay, so you're in the drive-through, you put your order in, they're still like they're starting to make your food. Then you go pay. They're still in the beginning process of making your food. So imagine in the time that it takes for you to drive to the window to pick up, your food's going to be ready. You don't have that little bit of drive time for your food to actually be ready. So you're just sitting there waiting for your food, waiting a long time because these dumbasses decided let's close the first window. Let's leave only one window at the drive-through open. I don't know why they thought there wouldn't be people late at night. Like I feel like the people running this McDonald's, and not all McDonald's work that way. Some are actually very receptive to the fact that, people work late nights and they don't eat. And so they go to a fast food chain or something, a drive-through, pick their food up, and then they go home, eat, shower, sleep. Like that's how it works because a lot of people can't go during the day. I don't know why you believe that you only need to have two windows open for the day. I even respect McDonald's or really like the McDonald's that have like three windows. Three, okay? Because you get everything done at that point, okay? But no, one window. for one purpose. So I'm not only having to now take orders, right? Because no one else could do that. I was taking orders. They had another person at, like, because there's two drive-through speakers, also taking orders. So there's all these orders coming in and only one window where you can pay and pick your food up. Do you not think that that would create people upset that their food is taking a long fucking time? Let's use our brains for a moment. So let's get to the disrespect part of it, because I've been just ranting about the one thing. I said I was going to end the live like 5 minutes ago, but I'm really on about this subject right now. So I'm serving like the food, right? Like, and then the managers, a lot of the times the main manager typically only works the morning shifts and then leaves. And then you get like the managers that are like, oh, it's just some kid that was promoted. Literally some kid. I had a manager that was literally a year younger than me. Okay, so just put it there. I had these managers that would argue constantly. I don't know if they were the ones that were there, but I just felt it was worth mentioning that sometimes our managers, they're not really managing, you know? Can't blame them entirely, but that's neither here nor there. Especially, you know, when you're fucking the other manager. And of course, that creates tension because nothing is ever casual. Let me get back to the subject. So, nobody was bagging the orders, is what I'm trying to say. The managers usually bag the orders. So, I'm now there by myself and I'm like bagging the shit, putting it there. Finally, a manager comes and starts bagging stuff. And as I'm trying to get shit out, this fucking old grandpa just drives by the window and just hits me with one of these. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Fuck you. Like, why are you hitting me with that? Like, I didn't do shit to you. You see that the window is locked. That's not my fault. I didn't lock the window. That was policy. Don't come yelling at me, flipping me off because of something that's not under my control. Mind you, I'm not in the kitchen. So when it's like, well, you could have had that food ready fast enough, I'm not in the kitchen. I am not in the kitchen. And at the end of the day, food still takes a certain amount of time to cook. Like, I can't do everything at once. What is being expected of me? Like, so I was like, these are some of the things where it's like, I'm not gonna put up with this disrespect. I'm not. Service workers, like fast food service, and like retail, get treated like absolute shit. Especially when it's like a face-to-face thing. Like when you're dealing with customers like on the phone and stuff like that, like whatever, anything goes, it's on the phone. But oh my god, when they're in your face, you really have to have like the most restraint. Thank God I wasn't born a fighter, because if I was, I don't know how I wouldn't just resist, like just like like why am I getting flipped off? Can I know that? Like that wasn't my fault. That you saw that the windows closed. How's that my issue? But anyways, I don't even know that I'd say that's the worst job I've had. No, it probably is the worst job I've had. I've worked in retail, food service, and then a mix of both, which just means I worked at a candy shop, and I will not say which candy shop I worked at because I really love working there. And if I'm not called in for the next season, I'm going to be livid because I really loved working there. It was so fun. It's so fun. When you work at like candy shops, typically, you don't have to worry about anything except like the last week of like Christmas and things like that, or whatever holiday you're called in for, because candy shops, they don't really have a demand. So really there could be like just two people working like throughout the regular calendar, except for things like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, but especially Christmas. Like Christmas, they're packed. They're packed out. And Black Friday, by the way, you'd be shocked how many people just they want the sales on candy for Black Friday. So there's lines, okay? Just lines on lines on lines, and it's really bad. But even then, you're working with candy, so how miserable can you be? Random people in my life, and I feel bad. That's messed up. I'd have an issue with that. Matter of fact, I don't know. What was I gonna say? I totally forgot. But that's fucked up. Don't let that shit happen. You don't let shit like that slide. Honestly, I've dealt with too much disrespect in my life. And then, like, back then, it's like, damn, like, people are just so lucky that I, one, don't know how to fight, and two, I still care. Like, if I really had, like, nothing left to lose, bitches will get punched in the face. Like, I really, but I'm not. I'm not at that point. Like, I have stuff to lose. Fortunately. Does that make sense? Sure. But back to ese shop. Oh my god. I told this story on my first channel, but I feel like I moved the video of me telling that story to this channel. About the time a lady called me fat. Personally, I think I should have punched that bitch in the face. What do you mean I'm fat? Like, I'm serving your candy. You're lucky I didn't spit in that damn box. She didn't call me fat, like, directly, by the way. Mind you, I wasn't always this slim. I know, I'm built like an anorexic linebacker, but back in the day, I was just built like a linebacker. There was no anorexia. So just imagine this, but like bigger, like I think bigger. Okay. 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 Let's paint the picture. Okay. Like literally go to my second channel or even this channel because I did re upload a lot of the videos. You will just see my face just go like, okay, just trust me on that. Like, I was big. But, anyways, I was working a shift. I was having a really good day. I was just like, I was doing my thing. I was just, chilling. This lady comes in. She has this voice, like this grating voice. And it just became more grating the more that she talked. Whatever. And so I'm packing her box. And she makes this comment where it's like, oh my God, I wonder how you guys work here and you don't get fat. Like, and then she looks at my manager. He's thin. He's thin. Like the whole, hold on, can I do that? I can do that. I'm getting skinny, you guys. Anyways, like just thin. Okay. Anyway, so she looks at him and she's like, you're new. Looks at the person working alongside me and says, oh, you're new, because she's also very thin, right? She points at me and she says, you've been working here for like 4 months. I don't know if she said 4, 5, or 6 months. She definitely didn't say anything more than 6. In the video that I posted, I know that I say exactly how many months she infers that I've been, or hypothesized, I don't know, that I've been working there. So she just thinks I've been doing a hefty amount of eating during my shift. And I was just like, oh my God, because I can't say anything to her. I'm working. I was so upset by that, y'all. I was like, nah, I gotta go. Like, I didn't go home, but afterwards, my manager was like, oh, like she was talking to her and she was like, and he was like, oh, I'm the manager here. And there's like, oh my God, no way. She literally sounded just like that. So whatever. The point is, after I packed this bitch's box, I went to the back to cry because I was so upset by that. Like, damn, this bitch just called me fat and she wasn't even skinny her damn self. Just because you come into a candy shop wearing athletic clothing does not give you the right to say, I look like I've been working at that candy shop for over 4 months. Are you crazy? My God, that was the rudest thing I've ever fucking heard. You know exactly what she meant by that too. Because the people that were the thinnest in that room, oh, they're new to the job. But my fat ass, you've been working here for 4 or 5 months. I forgot what exact number she said, but it would honestly hurt less if she just said I looked like I was 4 or 5 months pregnant. Because then I'm putting some value into the world, fixing the declining birth rate, whatever the implication is, whatever. But just 4 or 5 months of fucking working at a candy shop and eating all the food behind the counter, the candy counter. No, you got me so fucked up. How dare you, bitch? How dare you? First of all, and second of all, I could see you hiding your fupa under your damn yoga pants. So don't fuck with me. I'm sorry. I get so mad like just talking about that. Like, why would you say that to me? Why would you say that to me? I was so upset. And I told my coworker about it and I was like, cause my the coworker that I would talk to, he was in the back. Okay, like he was just chilling, well, not chilling. He was working on some gift sets or whatever. And I wish I was working on some damn gift sets. That would have been way better than dealing with this yoga fupa telling me that I look fucking like 4 or 5 months pregnant with some candy. Really, it pissed me off. It pissed me off so bad, and it still does to this day. Like, I was always so weird about like my body and things like that, with reason. It's getting dark. The sun is setting. Yeah, it is setting. It sets pretty fast, so it'll be bright by the time the live starts, and then out of nowhere it's just dark. Kind of a cool thing to watch, like if you just fast forward my lives or my videos and stuff. But anyway, so I was really upset by that. I was always like weird about my body, and I kind of had a reason to be because I was hella overweight. But her saying that during my work hours, oh my god, I am literally packing your box, bitch. I could huck Tua into the damn box if I wanted to, but I didn't. I didn't because I'm a good person. I'm not. I'm not a good person because a good person wouldn't be saying these things. But at the same time, there has to be a level of respect for the restraint I've had. I've had shifts not at that store because everybody that works at the candy shop, like we're in the business of candy. We don't have time to be stressed about anything or do too much about anything. I had a guy during a shift. You're supposed to hand out a sample every time a customer walks in, okay? Doesn't matter if you think they got a sample from someone else, you still got to offer it if you believe, unless you saw them get handed a sample. It's a big no-no if you don't hand them one because it's so common in these stores that you give them one. So if you don't give them one, they will literally tell you, by the way, I didn't get a sample, and walk out, and then you feel bad about it. So I had this thing in my hand, a candy, okay, and I see this man. There was something already a little off about him, but I didn't want to judge, because who am I to judge, right? But whatever. So and I'm like, oh, hi, this is this candy, sample for you. Walks up to me right out of my hand. I feel like nothing came out of my mouth at that point except like because I was just in shock. I mean, it's not every day that you hand someone a sample and they just go. So the point is, even in situations like that, I'm not in the position, and neither is anyone else in there, to be stressed out because at the end of the day, you're selling candy. If you are miserable selling candy, end your life at that point because then nothing is just going to make you happy. That was very mean. But that goes to show that like you can't be stressed out in an environment full of fucking candy. That just sounds goofy. That's innately goofy. An environment where you have to fucking deal with fryers and things like that, and then people yelling at you and making messes. Oh, absolutely, I'd lose my shit. But that wasn't me because I have a level of restraint when it comes to like not talking to bitch, especially because I don't know how to fight. If I knew how to fight, maybe I'd have a different like experience. It was a man who did that, yeah, but I could tell that he was just not having a good day, or maybe just something was not right up here. But again, I'm no one to judge. Okay. We did keep a little bit of a lookout afterwards because he kept fiddling with something in the backpack. And who knows? But again, it was whatever. It was just kind of shocking. Just he didn't bite me, by the way. Didn't bite me, but it was just because he just grabbed it out of my hand with his mouth. You're supposed to hand it like that so that they grab it with their hand. because a lot of people don't really like to be given a sample like that. I mean, you can still do that. There's no rule about that, but I usually just give it like that so that they have the option to just grab it, because sometimes there'll be people that come in groups, and I'll let them choose based on their tastes. But just grabbed it out of my hand with the mouth. Anyways, the time that someone didn't have restraint though was when I worked at McDonald's. McDonald's, I will name by name because I never want to go back there again. I will never go back to McDonald's ever again. So that's the only reason you guys know that I worked at McDonald's. There's another place I worked at, and I'm not going to name, but I'm pretty sure people know based on like an ASMR roleplay that I did. So the point is, McDonald's, right? There was this lady. She came in talking crazy, okay, to the staff or whatever, because something was cold. I don't know what the reason was. I was locked in on my drive-through window, me making drinks and things like that. I was just having a good time, a dandy time, just doing all that, right? For some reason, I'm like doing this thing, and I hear them start to get louder. Like now she's getting into it with one of my coworkers. His hand was paralyzed. His hand was not paralyzed actually, because he kept just like unzipping his backpack and things like that. I just don't think mentally he was there, if you get what I mean. I'm not trying to be rude at all, by the way. Like, that was just the situation. But anyways, so I can hear her now, like she's getting into it with my coworker. My coworker, by the way, at that time, she's like a year younger than me. Okay? So I don't think he was mentally well. That's all I'm going to say. Because he also started going on a rant about how he owns the candy shop. Mind you, we've never seen this man before in our life. But anyway, so they start getting into it. And then out of nowhere, she starts calling my coworker a bitch. Mind you, she's there with her son, and you're calling someone who's like, at the time I was 17 working there. 17 or 16. Point is, so she's calling a 15 or 16-year-old a bitch, a 16-year-old. I don't think you could be 15 working at McDonald's. Point is, she's calling her a bitch while her son is right next to her. And my coworker, personally, I would just let that shit happen. I don't know how to fight, and I'm not trying to learn. So my coworker, though, did not let that shit slide. She was like, oh, so I'm a bitch now, right? She had her headset on because she was the one taking the drive-thru orders. And now she starts like running up on the lady. She like gets up to the lady, right? And she's having to like, she takes the shit off and starts like trying to climb over the damn table and whatever, like not the table, the counter, or trying to open it. I don't exactly remember. But my manager now has to come hold her back, right? And she has the audacity to say, yeah, hold her back. You're working. Be a little professional. Be professional. You just call her a bitch in front of your son, who is at most 4 years old. That should have warranted getting her ass beat. I'm so sorry. Like, And I even told my coworker that. She was like, am I in the wrong? Because we were taking our break together, right? Like I was taking my break, and then she came to take her break. And she was like, Clarissa, was I in the wrong for that? And I was like, no. Personally, I wouldn't have done that because I have my reasons for not doing these things. But if it was in my nature, and even that it's not in my nature, I do think that the lady was in the wrong. Whenever they come up to like the people at the drive-thru or at the cash register, they want to blame them for literally everything that has nothing to do with them. Like things like the food being cold, the kitchen stuff. And it's like, that's not our job. We just put your order in. We also just hand it out. Okay? That's not our job. But anyway, so she started to calling a 16-year-old a bitch while you're a grown-ass lady is definitely a choice. But whatever. Whatever. I don't know. Some people are just dumb. Dumb. Anyway, but yeah. Had another job. Oh my god, that job truly aged me. I really do feel aged by that job. And it was in retail. It was at a department store. I won't say which. I will not say which. My boyfriend at some point worked at a department store. And he told me that was exhausting. I didn't even have like half of the responsibilities they had him do, but I felt truly aged and truly miserable. And you know what makes it worse? You know what makes it even worse? The fucking Christmas music. I am so sorry. Call me the Grinch, call me a miserable bitch, but there's nothing that just sours my day more than Christmas music. I love Christmas. Okay, I love Christmas. It's a great holiday. I detest the music. I never want to hear music. You're better than most workers. Don't be sad. You got personality. That's called rage. That's called very much like rage that I can't put out there, but thank you. It's just if I start hearing Michael Bublé, I feel like fucking blowing my dome out. Okay, like just like it's over. If you hit me with that, all I want for Christmas is you. There are just so many whistle notes that I can take. I can't. I'm so sorry. Only there's a few songs though, a few Christmas songs I fuck with, but they're never playing those. How many times do you think I heard Last Christmas, which is a great song in general? I will even listen to it like months away from Christmas. It'll be it'll be June and I'll be streaming Last Christmas. That's how good of a song it is. Okay? Putting that very clear. Okay? Making that very clear. Okay? But Michael Bublé gotta go. Mariah Carey gotta go. And then like they have like these overtly pop versions of different songs. Like if you're gonna play Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, play Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Okay? Don't play this like extremely pop version of like fucking rocking around. Like what the fuck? Turn it off. Turn it off. Silence it. The jobs that I worked at, like I didn't get to work at McDonald's during Christmas time, but the candy shop, we had the decency not to play music. We were never playing music. Okay? And I love listening to music. I feel very weird if I'm not listening to music, like it like getting to point A from point A to point B. Even though it's kind of different now because I drive now. When I used to take the bus everywhere, I had my headphones on and they would not come off until I got to my classes and stuff or was actually talking to someone. And immediately when the conversation stopped, headphones would go back on and I'd be playing like some music or whatever. But when I would work at the candy shop, at that time when I was taking the bus and I needed to wear like have music on 24/7 or I felt like weird. I don't know why, but it was okay that there was no music playing. And it was even better when it was Christmas season and I didn't have to deal with Michael fucking Bublé's annoying ass. I was just so thrilled, you know, like finally I'm working like a Christmas shift and they're giving me overtime and like no fucking Michael Bublé. Like I was just thrilled. I was ecstatic. No Mariah Carey, just the nice ambience and the occasional flood of customers and stuff, but then a nice ambiance when everyone would leave. It was a beautiful thing. I loved it, truly. Truly. At McDonald's, though, they would play very faint music. You could not hear it over the fucking the McDonald's beeping. Like, do you guys know what McDonald's beeping is? It's in a higher pitch, and I'm doing like a Daycore version of it, slowed and reverb version of it, but like you can't hear shit at a McDonald's. If you're actually trying to listen to the music in the speakers, they could play like let me put it like this. This is how loud a McDonald's is. They could play Hoochie Coochie by Sexy Red and you wouldn't hear it. You could get away with that, okay? That's how loud a McDonald's is. So you could play your Michael Bublé. You could play annoying ass Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's fine. I can't hear it. That's fine. I'm not going to complain. At department stores, though, no, you hear it. They make sure you hear it. At McDonald's, not only is it playing very faint, again, the noises around you can't hear it. I was about to say the name of the store. But at a department store, because it's very likely that I reapply and go back if I can't get any other jobs. Yeah, you can hear it. So on top of that, not only are you very aware of what music is playing on the overhead speakers, you're now being bombarded by over 100 people on the same floor, asking you the stupidest fucking questions ever, by the way. I love my people, mi gente latino, but y'all really do need to get a debit card. Y'all really do need to start getting a debit card. Or, if you can't get a debit card for whatever reason, probably because of status or whatever, I don't know. Your children, yeah, get them a debit card and use it. When you use cash, I have to now count that every night. And I don't have an issue with that. But you guys, I have the worst memory ever. I'll count a stack, right? And by the time I put it down, I completely forget what I just counted. So you could only imagine that gets harder having to count every night all these wads of cash because these Hispanics only use cash. They don't be using debit card. Debit credit, but please put that paper away. I can't deal with this. I can't. Buy a fucking gift card and use it if you must. If you must. But I can't do this. That's a me issue, really. Like, that's the least of my problems. Again, making it very clear, that's a me issue. But having to remember how much I counted in a stack this big. You mean like the blue light glasses? I had some, but they broke. I'm so mad that they broke. Like, they literally broke yesterday. It was really sad. I was trying to clean, and then they like popped open. I was very mad. But yes, get a ow, my leg. Get a debit card, or like those Visa, like prepaid ones, the ones that you prepay or whatever. Get a gift card. Do what you must. Just stop giving me cash. Oh my god, please. Like, I can't do it. The thing about that job, by the way, that I hate it, like, and it's actually why I ended up quitting, was because it is part of your responsibilities to open up credit cards for different customers. In this economy, do you think it is at all a great idea for people to open up a credit card? Like, do you think people are just jumping for joy to open up a credit card for 30% off? Especially when there are already like coupons widely available on the website. You think they're going to open up a credit card, risk fucking up their credit for 30% off? Are you joking? That doesn't make a lick of sense. I don't know how other employees there were able to get like 4 credit card applications in a day and not even like get approved. In order for it to count that you opened a credit card, they had to at least attempt going through the process. If they weren't approved, hey, too bad for you, but all the great for me, because that counts. Like, I met a certain quota for that day. Okay. At most, they wanted me to open up 1 a day, 1 every day that I worked, or 2 even. 2 is ideal. There was this one coworker I had. She's an older lady. She would tell me, I would ask her actually, like, because I was like, I need to know how much you guys are, like, if you guys are meeting quota today, or like how many applications you guys have. Bitch was telling me she had 5. At this point, I truly believe she just flashed a gun at them in order for them to like at least go through the credit card application process, because I couldn't get 1. And the only thing that's unique about the credit card coupon is that it applies to certain brands, like big name brands like Levi's, things like that, Disney, whereas the website coupons don't apply to those things. Cut me some slack. Throw me a bone, because I can't. If you're giving me not a stack, like, well, yeah, stacks of Levi's items, and then you have like a Mickey Mouse shirt, can you entertain the idea of opening up a credit card for me? please. It came to a point where my manager had to pull me aside and she was like, so I noticed that you haven't had a credit card application since January and it's February. And I was like, I asked literally everyone and no one wants to open up a credit card application. She's like, okay, well, let's put it like this, okay, Clarissa? Let's put it like this. Imagine that your cash register is a candy shop, which, by the way, I think she found out, like using a candy shop at that example, it just hit me right now. She might have caught with the wind that I was, is the proper term moonlighting when you work another job without letting them know? Because during the Christmas season, I was also working at the candy shop, but I didn't let anyone know. My bad. Because I thought it was like, it was going to be a few days. They gave me a few days. What was I going to do? Say no? First of all, it's money. Second of all, it's a few days. Who cares? Anyway, so she says, let's put it like this, Clarissa. Just imagine that your cashier is like your candy shop that you open, okay? You open up a candy shop. And let's say that the candy is credit card applications. And if you don't open up credit card applications, your candy shop is going to close. You don't want that to happen, right, Clarissa? You don't want your candy shop to close, right? And I just looked at her and I was like, no, I don't want my candy shop to close. When she left, all I could think about was like, was I just threatened? That felt like a threat. Maybe I'm a snowflake. That kind of felt like a threat. Sorry. At that point, I was like, I would much rather quit than get fired. Okay? Because I'm not going to do that. No. So that they could say that I didn't meet quota. I'm sorry. I just have the face like I don't know what I'm doing and like I don't know what's going on. Nobody wants to open up a credit card with me. Okay? Yeah. So, anyway. That's as much as I'm gonna talk about today on this live. Thank you for joining, you guys. I might go live tomorrow. Actually, no, I'm not gonna go live tomorrow. I'm so busy. I have stuff going on. Anyway, I might go live. If not by this week, maybe Monday. Who knows? Bye.